So hello guys and welcome back to another episode of the One Build Droptab. In this episode I actually have a few stuff that I want to talk about before I get into the clips. So the first thing is that right after the first episode I actually had a little bit of a drawback, which made me do something that we will get into later. But what happened was that I was grinding the last few mills to 120 Slayer to get it done with, and for some reason I was a bit, I guess, impatient, and I decided to not hopping every freaking world to get the Darpy spot, so I decided to go to the Slay Cave in the wilderness. And no, I didn't have the skull thing. I was just in my normal gear, but a guy came up to me and did the skull trick on me when I wasn't paying attention. It was actually pretty weird because I was paying mostly attention and I was always looking at my other screen, but at that moment I didn't pay attention and he skulled me with the skull trick, and I lost my scythe and a lot of Slayer stuff. So that was like a 300 mil loss right there, and it set back pretty much everything that I made in episode 1 and a little bit more. So actually in this episode we are going to go from scratch again, yay! And it's legit. Everything I have gotten back now is after I paid back the site. So this is from scratch. This is not plus the scythe. So that's pretty good. At least I don't start from a point where I still kind of owe 300 mil. So yeah. Anyway, another thing I want to get a look at was my bank. So let's hop over to the next clip. So in my bank I actually have my bank pretty much sorted out. Everything in my bank is very organized. I like to keep it organized, like you can see here and here. But it's this tab 5 that I want to show you, because it's not going to be included in the Droptab series, which is very important actually when you look at what is in here. This is what is in here, and it's all my runes, my bars, my hide, my gems, and my energies, and my logs and stuff, which is not gonna be included in the drop tab unless you guys think that I should include it. But yeah, I usually sell my rune ores quite a lot of times because they go so much up and down, and I like to get a stack of like 1,000 or 2,000 and then sell them and then do my dailies to get them up again. And while I was doing Slayer as well, I kept getting them quite a lot, but now that I stopped doing Slayer, it's just my dailies that keeps it going up. So I could keep it, and it could be a part of my Droptab series, and I'm just gonna quickly withdraw the stuff that I feel like is part of the Droptab series than if it should be in the series. And this one and this one. Those are the items I feel like should be in the Droptab series, but I'm not sure, and to be honest, I don't want it to be in the Droptab series because I like to keep this in high quantity. And because of the 300 mil loss, I had to sell 200k coal and like 2-3k of my rune bars, and I felt pretty much empty in my bank when I sold this. So add like a few thousand to every freaking item here, and you would have seen my bank a few weeks ago. But anyway, here's the drop tab so far. It's 20 or 30 mil in just random stuff right now, and it's this one, which is pretty interesting, and it's a wand and a codex in this one. So yeah, let's get on to the clips, guys. So as you might have guessed, I have done a lot of AOD in this episode as well because of the 300 mil loss. I started off with doing it pretty much every day, and I have not missed a day yet, so that has been pretty good. I had like one day break, but you kind of need that at some point anyway. And yeah, it did pretty well. Like I said earlier in this video, we got a codex first. It was 87.5 mil split or something. I'm gonna put up a screenshot of it, and you're gonna see what we made. Hopefully, in the video. And I also got a wand, and that was a few days ago, and that was amazing. That was actually with a really good team, where we had like everyone coordinated, and it was pretty much no fuck up. Everyone was doing their role, and um, they were really interesting mechanic. We started doing those three person tanks, which actually helps the speed and like the amount of food you consume as a tank reduces to like at least 50%. It's amazing. And also having a person who does melee with the statue's warhammer is just amazing, because of the debuff, of course. And that is actually something I'm gonna invest in the future, getting a statue's warhammer, so the team can get a little bit better. But I don't really want to get it before I know that it's a it's a stable team, or I'm gonna buy it, but I'm not gonna bring melee unless it's a stable team. But yeah, we also got actually was I can't remember, yesterday or 2 days ago we got another codex, which was also really amazing, and was also with a random team that was thrown together. And that wasn't the best of a team. It was a few learners on the team, but the coordination was still good, and we managed to get a codex, which was pretty nice because the codex price went up quite a lot, and we got a 90 mil split, and that was pretty cool as well. So the next thing I have been doing is Telos. I've actually started doing daily Telos, doing at least 2 hours every day. I have had some break days, but other than that, I have been pretty consistent with my Telos grind, and I have been trying to do a long streak as possible, while building a little bit of enrage, which is pretty good. But yeah, I started doing it every day, and it's been consistent, and the times are getting better and better. But my first like 300 kills or so, I was doing pretty much only melee up to 200-250%. So it was really hard to get into the rhythm of doing mage at Telos. But now that I have been doing at least like 100 or 200 kills with a mage, it's been pretty easy to get into the flow. And it's only when you have a break day or a few days off and then you get back in, it's pretty hard to like get into the rhythm, I guess, with the keybinds and stuff. But other than that, it's been pretty great, and it increases my magic DPS overall, which is also a thing I want to improve, of course, with this series. My DPS outcome and how good I'm at with abilities. So actually that's something we can look at in the next clip, and I want to discuss a little bit as well. So my action bars are pretty much very simple and forward. I have my main action bar right there, which are categorized from 1, 2, and 3. And I use them pretty much the same way. I have it set up so I have my basic, my thresholds, and my ultimate on the same spot. So it's very easy to remember a rotation, and it won't have to change very much on each specific style. I have my devotion and resonance on the same spot as well on each action bar, so it's very easy to handle, and it doesn't require me to remember some other rotation when I'm on another style. And I like to keep it on my main action bar in case, because my mouse is like right here on my character, I like to have the option to just click it in case I forget to click it or I miss the keybind or whatever. And I have the same with the surge, and it's been like that forever, so I'm very used to it, and it doesn't require me to do much more stuff that I'm not used to. And as you can see right here, I have the option to click the other abilities that are not on my action bar right here. There are like 2-3 abilities that I would use on a regular basis, like Combust for example, or the Chain for Telos, or the Tsunami for AOD, stuff like that. And here I have my weapons set up, so I have an option to switch them quickly. I haven't still figured out what kind of keybind I would like to use it for, but it's been pretty easy to click it, and it's faster than clicking the inventory anyway, because you have to click uh, a lot longer away, and it's just more neat to have it all together, I suppose. And same goes for my escape and barge, which are on my G and H, and my surge is on F, so it's like very stacked together. I would like to switch surge down to this bar though, and I will probably do that in the future. And I have my Venge. It's not really used quite a lot, and I should change it, but I use it sometimes for raids and stuff like that. And I have my shards there. I don't really see any point of using a keybind for it because I rarely use it. It's for Araxor mostly, and then I can just click it and I have it even here, so it's pretty easy to get to. And I have my Onslaught here as well. Like Onslaught you rarely use as well. It's like one of those things you use in a specific thing like AOD for example, or Telos P3, which I just click as well. And the next ability bar is my defense and debuffs, and this one is the one I have been practicing and using quite a lot, and all the keybinds on this one is actually on my mouse. So it's very easy to use, and I just click my mouse, and I've been getting used to it for over the past few months, and it's been really easy and very good to use. And I can still use vulnerability, for example, spam click vulnerability, like you can see in my chat there, I'm spamming it. And I'm using that with my mouse while I can actually click my other abilities to effectively not lose on DPS, lose any DPS. And everything here is as well on my mouse. And I have some without keybinds because those are lesser stuff, and I like to click them because those are for specific things, like Gothic's debuff for example. And my Voke is on V because it's very easy and neat to use with my thumb. And the next action bar is actually my prayers and stuff, and that's switch plus a number or a letter. And it's very easy to use, and I really like this setup quite a lot. And shift plus Z and X is also my food, and shift plus G is my blood berserk essence, which I can click also, but it's like nice to have a keybind for it just in case when you do rots. And this one also goes for my farming my farming action bar, which I use quite a lot. I do farming every day. So that's pretty much all. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. It's been quite a lot of rambling, but it's been some necessary stuff that I would like to discuss with you guys, and hopefully you like this series and will continue watching it. I will put up a screen or a text where you can see what I made so far. And thanks for watching guys, and see you next time. And of course I forgot to mention the last thing. Actually I've been done raids. Like I do raids usually every day if I can, but lately I've been feeling jealous. But I have 13 pieces now. I'm getting very close to getting all the actor gears, and I'm gonna show you I got finally full primeval. So I will put up a screenshot of that.